Hello guys, this is Wonderbit Trading and we carry on with our weekly Bitcoin and Ethereum price analysis. So, if you want to automate your trading strategies in cryptocurrency market, join our free platform Wonderbit Trading. Our trading terminal will help you to create a complete strategy with predetermined entry and exit points. Or you can create a trading board which will use your TradingView alerts as signals for trading execution, or just copy trade the best traders in the platform. Join Wonderbit Trading for smart crypto trading and investment on autopilot. So let's go straight into the content. As usual, in front of you can see 4 different charts, but they all relate to Bitcoin. The one on the top left is the BTC futures, the one on the top right is the BTC Dominance, and the two at the bottom are Bitstamp and Binance, so there are spot markets. As usual, we're starting from the weekly time frame, and I switched off all our predictions from the previous weeks. So what we can see that on the spot markets we have a very similar picture. We're currently in a very wide horizontal channel, and you can see this by the bars which are produced each week. So they are roughly of identical size. We have one green, one red, another green. This week we start in the green zone as well, but we are not getting over the figure 9,600. So this is the overall weekly overview on the spot market. The futures market, very similar pattern here as well, so you can definitely see that we are in a horizontal channel right now. The key thing would be that in both the futures and spot market we're above the 50 MA, which is acting as a support right now. So let's switch all our predictions from previous weeks and we'll go into each individual graph in more details. Let's start from the futures market and the daily time frame. So over here, what we were expecting is for the price, when it was going back into the downward channel, to carry on with the downward movement. However, as soon as we touched the 200 moving average, the price went above the downward channel. However, the volume this time was not that good. So you can see that in comparison to the first breakout, which occurred on the 7th of May, the breakout on the 28th of May has little volume amount. As a result, we're thinking that this movement, and in particular this breakout, is going to be a false breakout, and we should expect the further downward movement in Bitcoin futures. However, let's go to the 4-hour time frame to see what's happening on the smaller time frames. Once again, we're currently in a horizontal channel. We can draw the top and the bottom of that channel right now. And at the same time, we're currently in the upper side of that channel. The crucial point would be whether we would be able to break above that channel or below it. In the region at the bottom of the channel, we can see that 200 MA will be acting as a support. The only thing which is worrying right now is the decrease in volume. However, the decrease in volume just signaling to us that the breakout out of this horizontal channel would be quite huge, regardless of whether it is going to the upper side or the lower side. Let's switch to the hourly time frame. What we can see from here is that the price is currently above the 50 MA. However, we can see the triple divergence is forming, taking into consideration the RSI indicator and the price movement over here. So we might expect in the nearest future the retracement towards the area of 9,100. And then maybe slightly above it, because the 200 will be acting as a support, but the week can go up to 9,100. And then we will be looking and analyzing the price as it gets to that area. Okay, let me now look at the BTC Dominance. So what was happening, the huge story was on the 28th of May, where you can see that the Bitcoin pumped first, but then the altcoins were increasing dramatically, and that's why we have such a strong week over here. At the same time, we're currently getting towards the area of the Fibonacci retracement, as we were matching in the previous analysis. So right in the golden pocket over here, in terms of the price, in terms of the BTC Dominance. What we expect in the nearest future, for that we'll go into the 4-hour time frame, is that currently we're experiencing divergence over here as well. You can see that the BTC Dominance was going down while the RSI formed the higher low, which means that we should expect the BTC to start increasing in terms of its dominant size on the market. Let's go to our daily chart of Bitstamp. This chart, as we were discussing last week, we're currently in the horizontal channel. We were at the bottom of the channel. We were expecting to receive the move towards the upper side of that channel. And we can see, because we're forming the slightly lower highs and higher lows, we can assume that we're currently stuck in this triangle pattern over here. So within this week, we expect the price to decrease towards the area of around 9,000, where we're going to meet the 50 MA on a daily time frame as a support. And at the same time, the decrease in volume just signaling to us that we are preparing for a huge move either to the upper side or to the lower side. In order to get the prediction where it will go, we should go to the lower time frames, and we're going to do this on the Binance exchange. So looking at the daily time frame on Binance exchange, we can obviously see a very similar picture of narrowing down this horizontal channel to a symmetrical triangle in which we can see the decrease in volume. So let's go to the hourly time frame just to understand of what's going on right now. So during the 27th of May, we saw a huge pump in the price and a very similar one on the 28th of May. And currently we are still increasing slightly, however, going into the horizontal channel on this local time frame with the decrease in the RSI, which also means that we are looking at the divergence over here. And then in the nearest future, we should expect the price to go down towards 9,200 on Binance exchange, where we'll see the support of the 200 MA on the hourly time frame. If we go even lower in terms of the time frame to the 30 minutes time frame, there is a nice horizontal channel over here, which we can put it like this. We're currently in the upper side of that particular channel. We saw some manipulation over here where we were looking like we're going to break it. However, we went below it under the channel once again, retested this and went to the downside. So at least in the 30-minute time frame, what we expect is for the price to hit 9,350 level, which will be the bottom of this horizontal channel. So the final conclusion about the BTC is that we are currently consolidating in a quite wide range. However, we can see that on a larger time frames, we are forming the lower highs and the higher lows, which is the pattern of the symmetrical triangle. The volume is getting down, which means that we are preparing for a huge move in either of the directions. To understand whether the price will go up or down, you should probably look at the lower time frames, like 1 hour and 30 minutes, to understand whether the breakout is going to happen to the upper side or the lower side of this consolidation. So let me now look at the Ethereum price. In front of you, you can see the weekly time frame for the Ethereum USDT from Binance Exchange. And during the weekends and the end of the last week, we saw a dramatic increase in Ethereum. The price was able to break above this resistance level and hold above it. However, the worrying sign is still the volume. You can see that the volume is carry on decreasing. Even with such an increase in the price breaking the crucial resistance level, the volume is not that big. If we go into the daily time frame, another worrying thing is that the previous peak, let's put it over here, that this was the previous peak, the RSI indicator was 72. In the current peak, the RSI indicator is 70, so you can say that there is a slight divergence over here as well. While the price is increasing dramatically, the RSI is getting smaller and smaller, and that's another worrying sign. So, what to expect from Ethereum price? In the daily time frame, we can still see that the price movement on the 30th of May was quite dramatic. The increase in the price was accompanied by the increase in volume, and the volume was above the 20 moving average based on the volume. We broke above this resistance clouds. Now the important thing is to see what would be the retracement towards this resistance, which is now acting as a support. If it's going to be sharp, then we should expect a further move to the downside. If, however, the retracement is going to be very slow and we can get towards this area somewhere next week, then this can be counted as a healthy retracement. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. What we can see here is obviously a nice breakout from this horizontal channel, nice volume with a nice progression of the price. We didn't saw any huge retracement after this breakout, which was followed by another pump on the 30th of May in the early mornings. We broke above this resistance cloud, so currently we're experiencing some retracement. We should experience some retracement, and we should see the retracement at least towards the area of the 50% based on a Fibonacci retracement. So the overall conclusion on the Ethereum, on the larger time frames like a daily and weekly time frames, it doesn't look extremely strong, even though the price increased dramatically. However, on the lower time frames like 4 hours, we can see that the progression of the price was quite good and healthy. It's all going to depend on the retracement after the latest impulse wave. If this retracement is going to be sharp, then we're probably going to go down back into the horizontal channel. If not, then we should expect the further upward movement. So that was it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay tuned with our weekly reviews of Bitcoin and Ethereum prices. And best of luck with your trading.